Hey, good morning, everyone, one and all. Here I am, George Otis, with another episode of Advanced Squad Leader, our beloved game, drinking coffee. Actually, now November 24th, 2024, but I'm going to upload the video. I find that pre-recording, you know, video when I have time helps me out a lot because we're doing a lot of work trying to fix the basement, fix my home, work, play testing, playing. um, my own housework, my own cooking. Plus, I volunteered to be chairman of the governing board at our local high school. Well, that takes a lot of time. Although it's only a 2-hour meeting every month, taken and done, reviewed, communications to do, talking to parents and whatnot. Anyway, I'm managing quite fine. So today's video is about Operation Windsor, the scenario 2B, about Carpiquet, France, part of Operation Charnwood, and that's what the is it Charnwood or Windsor? Geez, now I'm confused. But anyways, one is partial with the other, I suppose. Forgive me if I made any mistakes in that respect. That's not good for an amateur historian. Put Operation Windsor there, but Charnwood is related, I think. Anyways, I think that's one of the reasons why the Germans ultimately retreated from Carpiquet airfield, but not before inflicting a lot of carnage against the Canadian forces. And as you can see, and I've reiterated before, there's a lot of open ground. So this is a playtest, and I'm going to show you what I did in 2 turns. Um, is it only 2 turns? Well, you can see by the size of the OB that that there's a lot of units to move. You're moving sequentially. So a turn typically takes at least one player turn. Typically could take as long as 45 minutes. You have to think about where you go. I kind of made plans of where everything should be. And it's the bigger the scenario, the harder it is to play solo. You might be making um, mistakes and whatnot. But at the same token, what can you do? Things have to be play tested. I'm hoping to play test this scenario with a buddy of mine soon. We'll see. Anyway, the first thing that, according to my opinion, uh, it needs to uh, change to make it a little bit more viable is that the scenario kind of stipulates, and I'm not sure if I'm playing here with a full deck and the most up-to-date maps, but trust me, with a scenario of this size and magnitude, well, changes here and there in the terrain might not make a difference. But this is what the scenario proposes in this case, that the Germans do not set up uh, west of row G. Okay. In this case, the Germans are held back. And really what I am proposing is that the German player be allowed to set up somewhere along here. I may have given inaccurate coordinates to Don Petro's. This is a scenario designed by Don Petro's. This would make much more sense. However, I would also say that the German player be allowed to set up some units hip in or adjacent to the airport hangars. Get a little bit more fair at the owner's discretion, really. Because here's the deal: the OB, the order of battle for the Canadians, involves a lot Allied troops, and this is what I was alluding to before. There's a lot of open ground to be had, and that's where the carnage can take place and really end the scenario quickly in favor of the Germans. So far, that hasn't proven to be the case. So, with my scribble scrabbles gone, I just want to show you quickly, um, um, just do a quick flyover of the Canadian OB. So we have units from three different um, uh, regiments or divisions, and they each have their own setup area. So that's what's innovative about the scenario. It's usually the other scenarios I've played, they kind of scramble all the different units that took place together, elements of this, elements of that, um, and they're all depicted under the same entry hex and the same, more or less the same entry hex and the same description. But here, the author of the scenario went to great pains to distinguish between the Royal Winnipeg Rifles, elements of the Chaudière Regiment, the North Shore Regiment, and 10th Armored Regiment, whereas the Germans are the notorious 12th SS Panzer Division, Hitler Youth, 1st Battalion, Panzer Grenadier Regiment 26. And then the reinforcements come in, elements of this Panzer Regiment 12, which is just one Panther. And by that time, Allied air power did a number on frontline German army units. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of infantry. I've stacked everything, but I did plan on doing armor assaults, and facing the Canadians are a couple of good artillery pieces, notably the notorious 88 right down here, and another one over here, and I might have placed them in the inappropriate area. And there's about 4 pillboxes, few fortified locations, and I'm pretty sure that if you don't deploy as a German, you won't be able to take occupy all the fortified locations and fortifications, meaning the pillboxes. The trenches by SSR can link multi-hex buildings, so you can use them to create avenues of routing as a German player. So you can hit, skulk, and route if you need to. The question that pops into my mind is a huge gun like an 88. Could it fit in a pillbox? Because if it did fit in a pillbox, the caveat would be that its covered arc would be drastically reduced, but it'd be harder to hit unless you got a critical hit on the other table. Yeah. So, case in point, OBA, huge. But I actually checked the counter sheets, and you should have enough counters to play them. And worst case scenario is you buy extra counters from a third party now and happen. So let's see what's going on here. Let's just zoom out in our observation airplane and see what's going on here. I think you will be able to see the dice rolls. I'm facing the other way. I have no other choice than to put my picture where it is. So if you look at the ear, don't worry about it. It's all right. Takes a little bit of time to warm up. Come on, bud. What am I doing? Oh, there's my smoke barrage, which is part of chapter E, as in Echo. Put a smoke barrage. The victory locations, you see where they are. So the thing is put a smoke barrage, advance the critical mass of your forces unscathed, and then do a number on the Germans. That's the plan. And now a couple of things. The Allied player has one off-board observer, um, and German has with one pre-registered hex, and then the German has three pre-registered hexes with battalion mortar. Uh, but I'm not too sure if there's plentiful ammunition or not. There should be plentiful ammunition for the Allied player. Um, Here's another suggestion. My suggestion would probably be give forget the battalion mortar for the Germans. Give them a rocket artillery, one or two missions. You know, that's about it. Just to even the score a bit with um, the massive Allied OBA. So relatively unscathed for the time being, as you can see. Even though I am, you know, doing a full-blown Stockberg, killer stacks, the Averys or the British funny tags. What do you call these things? Let's see. Sunday morning in the process of having my second coffee. Let's see. Let's see. There's no name for them. Printed on these crabs. Where do they get the name crab? I guess some general was having a fun time in occupied France or jolly old Britain. Hey, that's a crab. Reminds you of something? Hmm. And advanced relatively unscathed. Some of the German units have an 8 morale, which means they're hard to eliminate. Let's zoom out again. And at this point, I was hoping I should have made more units go CX here, but I was funny I didn't miss this. I missed this interaction here. The 88 with the Stuart tank, using it as a scout. I'm concerned about blowing up the um, pillbox, I suppose. There's a bit of interaction there. I just quickly found out 20L can't do anything to a Sherman heavy armor. Taking line of sight there, and I'm able because the infantry firepower equivalent um, would be hindered with a lot of hindrances. And then if you're dealing with the hindrances, you might as well do area fire and add the hindrances to your to-hit dice roll because you got a rate of fire 3. So if you um, go through the route of the to-hit table, you add your hindrances to the to-hit, you got a rate of fire 3, giving you more opportunities to fire. And then subsequent to that, you're not adding the hindrances to your to-hit dice roll, but you are firing at half firepower. But with a 20L, it'd be off the IFT. So what the heck am I talking about? Scratch that, not area target type. Use uh, either vehicle or target type or infantry target type. It's the doozy of doing, I want to say tax returns, but it's not tax returns. It's ASL in the morning. We go with more armor. At this juncture here, this tank came up right against the wall, right? And whoever has a Panzerschreck or a Panzerfaust here would need hull hit to a turret hit to get him, because the hull is protected by the wall. I think I forgot about Panzerschrecks, but going forward, I won't. Move a little bit higher. So thanks to the smoke barrage, we've advanced relatively unscathed. Why did I put the 88 so far back? Because I want them um, guarding the victory locations. In hindsight, what I would have done instead was put the 20s in the rear to guard the victory locations and put the 88s up front, um, probably in boxes if I could. I'd have to take a look at the rules to see if I could actually do that. As far as I know, I haven't heard of any pillboxes with 88 anti-aircraft guns in them. AT guns, maybe. Changing fire and advancing fire. Turn one. That's as far as I got in my first try out. And at that point there, my impression was, wow, uh, the amount of work you got to do to get this scenario started and played. It's it's pretty heavy. Now, I played big scenarios with 4 map boards to the tune of Salcho 79, and I didn't get that impression. Why do I get this impression here? Let's log. Let's just start the other log and see what ensued. We're on to the second log here. The butt came up. Let's move along. We turn and a half in, or a turn, mid-turn one went to advancing fire. Now we're doing advance combat. Slowly, slowly, the British units are advancing, and we're going to Stackberg, smoke. German turn one, prep fire. Second log, I have a turn and a half worth of data going. This is German turn one prep fire phase. So we managed to break a couple of units here and route them back. How many in particular? Half squad, a squad, a leader with a squad holding a dismantled MMG. I drew 2 cards for the German OBA. My German observer is up here, and a big deal. The reason why I'm saying it's a big deal is because reviving British armor can smoke him out. Put put a +3 smoke counter in there, then one adjacent to one of these 2 hexes, literally blinds them. So maybe that's why I'm suggesting 1 or 2 rounds of rocket artillery, and that's it. That's all. On here, I got a couple of reserves. Well, I'm not allowed going past this demarcation line, so a couple of mortars just to pound the infantry that decide to outflank this position. Slow today. Change something. See? There you go. The tool that allows me to write on my screen takes a lot of the memory. This should be better. So there I am, prep firing. This guy prep fired. That's the steeple, the AA gun. Broke a couple of units here. Mortar fired, readjusted to here. Broke those guys. And that was the extent of the success. Here we just rolled too high. Even though we had a leader with a heavy. Fredericks, where are you going to fire? They're covered by +3 smoke, +1 tem, and he's a -2 leader. That's why, well, -1 leader, I'm sorry. Here's the -2. I put those dudes, 10 -2s. I put those dudes up front. I think that ultimately this guy managed to break his heavy machine gun. One of the two people. Let's see. We're exchanging some fire. Selection, sniper rolls. But sniper isn't activated. And this is where the British armor managed to do some damage through lucky rolls against this gun and this mortar, resulting them in a need for them to retreat. Mind you, they can self-rally their crews, so all the more reason why I should put guns in and consider putting guns in pillboxes. I don't think extra large guns should be allowed to be in pillboxes. Use sniper rules, and I like snipers. They kind of give a nice twist to the game. Sign of 4. Yeah, sign 4 for the Germans. You're bound to get some snipers changing the course of the game. Now we're routing, and we routed the British units back. We forgot to clean up the board. Usually I clean up the board of moves and prep fires and the fires before I route. Here, the German player also got a couple of lucky ones. Now we're putting on the reinforcements. The British turn 2. What I'm afraid of is that here, this is the rally phase down here. These are the German reinforcements. I'm going to come in along this axis. Oblivious to the fact that there is an AA gun. And I kind of realized that a little bit late in the game. Again, you need to be, if you roll 5s and 6s on the color die with guns, you know what happens. You lose rate, the unconceal, bad things, in other words. When turn 2 came about, weren't able to rally. But now the tanks are advancing up. They're emboldened by the fact that the 20 mil, 20 L gun didn't impact on the armor, and the bullets ricocheted off their armor. So here they are, boink. All nice and close. We got a nice flamethrower tank here. We're gonna have a couple more flamethrowers up in front. This fellow mouthed his gun early in the game. This crab here. Crab, there, milfed. Thank you for getting that acronym into Vassal. There you go. Now, on a side note, I'm trying to get the play testers that are play testing Carpet Kit on Discord. And to that end, I'll give you a brief overview of the Discord app and why I like it over Gmail and Skype. Okay? Towards the end of the video. So stay tuned for those comments. Right now, you can see the furthest advance that the Canadians are making is rather incremental. And I forceful in the advance. But at the same token, I'm taking care of that OBA and making um, a nice poke barrage. So barrage is something that's available to you. I'm pretty sure that between an FFE1 and FFE2, I should be able to have um, barrage, which means that the cluster, instead of being circular, it's a line. And now there's also rules in Chapter 8 for a creeping barrage, but that's too convoluted. You have a barrage, just make a barrage. That's it. And creeping barrage is a World War One tactic that says so in the rules. What's it doing in World War One? Apparently, it was a waste of ammunition. But if you have smoke, it'd be nuts not to use it. So let's move along. So this is turn 2, Allied movement phase. We're moving. Down below on our southern flank, some armor has managed to get the into the line's belly. I avoided that. Perhaps I could have put an 88. Well, I would have put an 88 here if I could. Block this area. But then again, you only have two 88s. So there's always a way to avoid some of these issues. You know, there's always a way. Providing you know where they are. I decided to confront the 88 with a Stuart. That's what happened. That's a wreck. Yeah. I could have. With a nice lucky roll, that thing would have been kaput. A sky break. Oh, it was a sniper attack. How about that? The advanced phase. Now we're rolling, right? We got these two guns out of action. Their crews are pushed back. We have a little bit of a breakthrough on the northern flank. We got some quite a few units here confronting this gentleman. Shrek is actually belongs to the unit that was eliminated. I believe that unit, in an attempt to rally, rolled boxcars. You're stacked under a 10 minus 2 leader. You're broken with a 4 morale due to desperation morale. 1 for the rally terrain makes it 5. And then -2 for the leadership diagram. You need 7 or less to rally, which is an average roll. And roll boxcars as a half squad. Long story short, poop happens. That's where I stand now. End of German turn 2. I believe the next turn will be turn 3 for the Allies. And I'm making pretty good progress. Question is, with 7.5 turns, will I be able to reach the victory objectives? And I might have to restart the playtest of this scenario, especially if I don't have the most up-to-date boards. And I think this thing here indicates that I don't, because this grain, I believe, is supposed to be woods. It happens. Now, this leads me to the discussion with respect to Discord. I won't show you my Gmail, but anybody who has used Gmail knows that email threads are presented to the reader in any type of order, some nonsensical order where you have to go to the bold text to see the most latest version. Nothing is linear in Gmail, but on Discord, you have some tremendous resources. See, this is my Discord server. As you can see, I have some Visual Basic, some coding communities. They have a lot of interesting information. This is CASLO, by the way, the Canadian ASL Association, where we did our virtual meeting as opposed to using Slack. And this was great, you know. See Doug Rimmer, the fellow that takes care of Vassal, BASL, online. We can chat him up. Let's see if we chat him up. We'll see if chat him. So this was our virtual meeting. This is general, where we discussed getting a live session where you can actually talk to people online, and you have meeting rooms where people can do breakout sessions and talk one-on-one or three-on-one or four-on-one. Then you also have the ASL community, which has ASL Holland, Norway, Ottawa, Espanol, DC Conscripts, Band of Brothers, NorCal, London, Open Ground, ASL Italia. Let's see if there's any Italians on board. Ah, yes, check this out. Il 11-12 giugno si terrà un tornado di ASL a Roma a vendere eventi. Siamo a 27 giacatori per il momento. Si, signor. See? And then you have some English folks. Hi, I will attend the tournament, but my invitation has expired. The Michaelis. Ah. Hello, here the new one. Ciao a tutti. There you go. So there's Americans are planning to go to Italy for the tournament. That's awesome. ASLEU, oh, they already went. Roma, so-called last Texas ASL club. Wow. So the interesting thing about here is there's also rules and rules discussions and ASL General. Let's go to ASL General. Okay. It's pretty easy to get Discord on your laptop or your phone or synchronize between the two. Everything's in chronological order. So if you have a discussion in chronological order, the map is updated, you have a dedicated room, things are less hazy and more transparent. Um, you know, so if you are playtesting this scenario, my handle on Discord is Corporal Curious, spelled in camel notation. I'm not sure why it goes like that, but yeah, Corporal Curious. Okay, that's how you can reach out to me on Discord, and you can have a one-on-one discussion. Let's see if we have Doug as a friend. I guess not. Let's see if we can go back to here. Reach out to Doug, send him a private message. See, I right click and I go message. We have some wave to Doug Rim 65. And we could say, hi Doug. Going off Discord to the YouTube community. Have a great Sunday. George Biotis. There you go. We'll see if he responds. Give him a couple of seconds. Two mutual servers. I'll add him as a friend as well. And there you go. Friend request sent. Sent. Friend request sent. Well, that's how easy it is to use Discord. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll keep you posted on Operation Windsor. Charnwood. Where did I get Charnwood? All right. Um, Doug is probably in church. uh, and so we're 35 minutes in. Thanks for the likes and subscribes. Greatly appreciated. The channel keeps on growing, much to my surprise. We're 962. Maybe we'll be uh, higher by 2025. We'll see. Yeah, like and subscribe. Thanks everybody for your support. Take care.